Coast, you probably see it all the time. The community loves to give back. We're always finding new ways to give back to others in our community. That is why today we have Nancy and Denise here on the CoastLife couch. They are both with the Parkinson's Education and Support Group of Sussex County. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank
you for having us.
So this is a really important and special cause that I'm really glad you guys are bringing some awareness to it. Could you both just kind of share your story with Parkinson's and why this group is so important to you?
Well, I mean, I was diagnosed in 2012, and it was a long journey for the diagnosis because I had things wrong with me that I didn't know what they were. And I went to doctor after doctor. So actually getting the diagnosis wasn't as terrible as I thought because I was thinking of all sorts of other terrible things that could happen to me. But, you know, I just have accepted it now. It's who I am. It's part of me. And I live every day for, you know, tomorrow may never come.
Wow.
So you just chug along.
That's incredible. But you know, I know you all just met her, but you're very happy and you glow truly. I don't think you would be able to tell that you've been through such a difficult journey just by talking to you.
Well, it's been semi-difficult, but last year I had DBS surgery, which is implants in your brain that help with the motor symptoms. So I don't have tremor anymore. I don't have dyskinesia. I don't have any of the awful motor symptoms. I can actually sit still.
Wow.
And that's a procedure that her husband has also had. And it works.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that people don't realize that we try to educate them is that not two Parkinson's people have the same symptoms. Some might have a tremor, some may not, some may freeze, some may not, some have balance issues. We have a saying in our group that says, if you've seen one Parkinson's person, you've seen one Parkinson's person because the symptoms are different for every single person.
That's very interesting. So you said your husband also has Parkinson's.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So we moved here from Baltimore in 2010. He was diagnosed in 2009, so he's had the disease for what, 14 years. In 2021, during COVID, symptoms were getting really bad and he was going downhill quickly. And the thought of DBS is a scary thing for all of us, but I said to him, you have a choice. Maybe this could work. Otherwise, the symptoms are just going to continue. So we've had great success with it too, and he's doing really well.
That's incredible to hear, and I appreciate you both sharing your stories because I think Parkinson's is something that affects a lot of people on the Delmarva Coast, not just people who have it, but caregivers like yourself. Is there something that maybe you'd want to tell people who have the disease or are caregivers, any words of advice or symptoms you want them to look out for that you would bring awareness to?
Well, there's a lot of symptoms that aren't motor symptoms, and everybody sort of assumes that, you know, it's Parkinson's, so therefore it's crazy and shaky and you're going to do all this weird stuff. Everybody always says the same thing to me that you just said. You would never know that I have it if you didn't know that I have it. But there are all kinds of things underlying that, you know, there's eye problems and, you know, the list goes on and on. I mean, there's just tons of other things that aren't motor skills that are in the background. And those are the things that can really be debilitating. Like in the morning, it's a struggle for me to get up and get my act together before 9 o'clock. I left my house at 9 o'clock to get to her house by 9:30, and that was like, oh God.
And one of the things we wanted people to know is the awareness of our group. It's such a scary diagnosis that many times when people find out about our group and they're initially diagnosed, they're like, no. I don't want to go to a meeting and see all the symptoms that these people have. But once they do get past that, they realize how amazing our group is. The exercise program, the camaraderie, the caregiver support. So that's really important for people to know.
Good. Well, it sounds like your group is doing a lot, and we're going to talk about that more coming up. We're going to talk about how your group helps people and a special event coming up very soon. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with Nancy and Denise in just a moment. You're watching CoastLife, and we are back with Nancy and Denise with the Parkinson's Education and Support Group of Sussex County. And you were just getting started just a couple minutes ago telling us about how incredible the group is and what you all do. Can you just tell us, for people who don't know, what the support group is and what you guys do?
Well, the support group was founded quite some time ago by a gentleman whose wife just passed away from with Parkinson's. And it started out that they wanted to just educate people about the condition. It's evolved and it's morphed into this wonderful big machine that offers classes every day, exercise classes, because a lot of people don't know this, but probably the only proven way to slow the condition down and the progression is with exercise.
Wow, I didn't know
So
that.
the more exercise you get, the more chance you have of keeping your symptoms from progressing. So that's, we do fundraisers all the time, because fundraisers is what funds the payment for the classes. But the trainers are all trained, and it's just awesome. I mean, every single day there's something. Even in COVID, we had Zoom and all that.
Good.
It was very good.
That sounds incredible.
I think we're one of the most successful groups in the United States, to tell you the truth, as far as the exercise and caregiver support that we give. Many of the other groups in other states charge by class. Our folks pay a discounted rate to belong to the gym, and they can attend any class they want, which right now I think we're offering about 8 classes a week.
Wow.
During COVID, we started Zoom classes, so people can do the class at the gym or sign in to Zoom, which was perfect for people. Plus, we still have people who live here part of the year and go to Florida, so they can continue their classes.
That's great. You all sound very hands-on, and like you really do, care about the caregivers and the people who have Parkinson's. I mean, I think that's really great that you're constantly working towards how to make them live the best life,
Right.
if you will. That's great. And there's a way that you all can get involved too coming up. Can you tell us about a special screening you have coming up soon?
So we are going to be screening the Michael J. Fox documentary called Still on Saturday at 7, and then on Sunday afternoon at 2. We're also having a reception a half hour before each showing, so anyone that has tickets, please come in and enjoy the reception. We're going to have some great food. The Children's Beach House has volunteered the food and drinks for the reception. And Michael J. Fox was diagnosed at a very young age. I've seen the movie, and I hope everyone's going to enjoy it, but one of the things that I found fascinating, you want to cry at some of his symptoms, but his sense of humor never dies. The man just makes jokes about everything. And so, besides maybe being a little depressing at times, it's very uplifting as well. So we'd love for everyone to come out. Tickets can be purchased through the Cinema Arts Theater, the Rehoboth Film Society, on Eventbrite. And I believe there are still tickets available.
Good. Great to hear. That's so exciting. And remind us where it is?
At the Cinema Arts Theater, which is behind the Wawa next to Home Goods.
Yes. Okay.
And near Lefty's. And tickets are $15 for Friday night and Saturday night, sorry, and then $10 for Sunday afternoon.
Great. And I think a lot of people are going to want to come to this, and if they can't make it though, but they still really want to support what you're doing and the group, what are some other ways they can show their support?
So they can go on our website, which is Sussex DE Parkinson. So SUSSEXDEPARKINSONS.com.
Perfect.
And we have a donate button there on the website.
Great. Okay, perfect. So if you can't go, you can still donate online and give back to really an amazing cause with obviously some really great people. So that is incredible. Thank you both so much for being here today and teaching us about this and giving us some insight into this exciting screening.
Great. Thank you very much for having us.
Of course. All right. Well, hey, right now, don't go anywhere. We have a little more CoastLife on the way.